All right, how's everyone doing? I'm Rich CELENZA. I got my co-host back, Robert Benenati.
Yeah, good to be here.
We haven't done this in months.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I had an idea for a podcast, but he just told me Gary Vee was doing something identical.
It's funny. I heard it exactly this morning, and I was like, okay.
I wrote this down a while ago, but should I tell him what it is?
Yeah.
So my premise is a lot of people, and I actually took this off a comedian, not Gary Vee. An Asian comedian that me and my girlfriend like to watch. I forgot his name. It's not Joe Coy. It was somebody else. And he said something funny because he told his father that he wanted to go out and find what he'd love to do, and his dream was to go out, follow his dreams, and make money at it. And his father said, no, life's about doing something you don't want to do and making money, and then taking that money to go do what you want and enjoy it with. So it's, you know, that was his premise, right? Doing things, because a lot of people work and do things they don't want to do. They get paid and obviously take that money and then go spend it wherever they want to enjoy it.
Right.
So my premise was a lot of people I know hate their jobs. But the truth is they have to keep that job because of all the money that they owe. It could be on a mortgage, it could be on a boat, a car, whatever the case may be. So that's kind of what the premise of this podcast I want it to be about.
So are you talking about the people that have a job that are miserable at where they work, but they stay there because they need the money to pay
For what they owe.
for their debt?
Yeah, I think when you were telling me about the Gary Vee situation, that's kind of like people working and doing things they hate to do to buy things eventually. Maybe I'm wrong. So say you have a shit job, right? Or you work your ass off to buy something to impress others. And then you're locked in. Now you have to keep this shit job to keep up with the payments.
Yeah, what he said was that it blows his mind that people buy things, right? And he was using, I think, a car, like buy a Mercedes-Benz or a BMW, right, and pay a $600 monthly payment to impress people, or they hope that with that car, right, they can have a better impression of themselves towards people. But now they're working at a job they hate.
Yeah.
Because it pays okay or it pays well, in order for them to afford that vehicle to impress people that don't matter, right? And he was saying, well, you could go buy any other car and pay $200 a month.
Of course.
Take the other $400, invest it in something else, and work on yourself instead of trying to work on your image.
Yeah.
Right? So that was his perspective on that.
It's kind of interesting. I see a lot of these gurus. I'm not talking Gary Vee. Just in general, it's kind of funny because they're always pitching how to make as much money as possible and how to make all this money, which makes sense, right? But a lot of times, what are you chasing?
And sometimes it's not about so much money, like the millions. It's to maximize the amount you make, whatever it is you make.
Right.
If you make $2,000 a month, it's how to manage that income. If it's $4,000 a month that you make, if it's $10,000, because the more you make, the more you spend, right? So it's creating a habit and a financial education. Listen, this is what you make. Take 10% to save, 10% to invest, 10% for this, for travel, whatever. Take the rest and pay your bills. I don't know, whatever his breakdown is, right? But the same, it also works for those that are making, $100,000 a year or $300,000 a year, because they make more, but they spend more.
Yeah, for sure.
And they don't have that habit. So I think that is his approach.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter how much you make. It's what you do with what you make.
Yeah, it's about freedom too.
Right?
Right. Yeah.
But again, we're in a country where we consume everything. So it doesn't matter, when you want things, you have to go work even though you don't like your job and you're miserable at it to go pay for things that you owe, like you say,
And a lot of people follow other people because they do want to make a lot of money to impress others, not just themselves. Let's face it, that's what most of society is doing, right? To a certain point.
Yeah.
If you want a big home, you want a luxury car, a lot of times, don't get me wrong, you're enjoying it, but a lot of it is because you want to show it to others or showcase it to others.
I would say a higher percentage, yes.
Yeah. It'd be like fitness. A lot of times you're not doing it just to look good.
You're looking to impress other people and the way you look. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. There's no question. I don't care if you get a nice haircut. I don't care if you get your teeth done. If there is a fine line between wanting to impress others, impress yourself.
Is it to impress others or to get a feedback from others to make you feel good?
What's wrong with actually impressing others, though, if that's what you want to do? I think the thing that people they're bullshitting themselves to say,
they're
I'm
not
above,
happy with themselves.
I don't care. I'm not here to impress anybody, but I got to go buy $1 million home when you don't have to.
Right, you don't need 7 bedrooms.
Right. You don't a lot of times need to buy a lot of things or do a lot of things. I don't care if it's jewelry. I don't care if it's clothing. But it's okay to sometimes say, you know why I do this? Because I want to look good to others. Or I want to showcase myself looking or living a certain lifestyle that maybe helps me more. It gives me more drive or gives me more business. I don't know what the hell it is. I think people are just afraid a lot of times to say, hey, I want to look. I do that with the guys all the time.
I think it's all society.
Yeah.
Very few people are happy with being a minimalist. Just having what they need, not having more than what they really need.
Sure.
And I think everybody fits in, most of the people fit in that category. They have more than what they really need.
Yeah, absolutely. Or you're striving for a lot of things that you don't need either a lot of times, right? So you don't need sometimes 2, 3 cars, right? I'm just saying.
Yeah, you don't
need to collect motorcycles. You don't have to have 2 motorcycles. I'm just saying. It'd be like, yeah, how many homes do you really need? Like, do you really need a summer home? Just saying a lot of times.
Just go on vacation. Yeah.
Exactly. I used to say that too. Do you really need a Sea-Doo? Because I can go rent one for the weekend in South Florida and get my fix every time. It'll probably cost a lot less money and aggravation.
Or find a friend that has one.
Absolutely. That's boats. All right, we're going to wrap this thing up. What do you think? We're going to keep these tight and we do different subjects?
Go ahead.
Where are we at here? We're at 7 minutes. Yeah. Robert, tell them about yourself. You haven't been on here forever.
I think people got the idea of what we're trying to,
That's what I'm saying.
Our message came across.
I've been doing these 5 to 7 minutes. I like them.
Just be happy with yourself. Be content with what you have. Like you said, sometimes you have 2 and 3 motorcycles and you don't use them. You just have them there. Just be happy with what you need.
I get a lot of people too. Some things I can understand collecting. Let's just say watches.
But if that's your thing.
Right.
Okay, then collect all watches. But you're collecting watches, motorcycle, cars, and this and that and the other, and you don't use any of it. Just have it. It's collecting dust. And it makes you. I think what makes you feel good is the thrill of buying. As soon as you bought it, that's done. Then you move on to the next hit, the next high.
It's maintaining. I talk about. I don't think people understand a lot of stress that they bring. Not only say you have a bad job, to a certain degree, or you have to work a certain type of hours or whatever to maintain what you have. Throw on top of maintaining that the other expenses and everything else. But a watch, it's not that hard to maintain. I'm just saying, compared to saying cars, boats, homes, other things in that nature. So a lot of that stuff kind of intertwines. I'm wrapping up there. You got anything else to say, homie?
That's it for now.
All right. If you want to check out, I'm richcelenza.com. Robert Benenati's 365realty.com. Correct?
365 Realty Inc. That's incorporated.com. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. It's been a long time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, check them out. Real estate's booming in Florida. Get your head out of your ass and buy something.
Yeah, you're looking to buy, sell, rent.
Yeah.
Give me a call.
All right. Talk to you later.